friends. Welcome to episode 153 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. I am, as usual, coming to you from my home in Central Florida, where, as you can see, it is a bright and sunny Sunday. If you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope you find something here that you can connect with. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad you decided to take some time to hang out with your girl. Admin. So I've got 3 things written for admin. We have bright spots, as usual. The final amount that we were able to raise for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, all last month being March. So all March and all of February, I was participating in a fundraiser for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And it came to an end, so I have an update on that. And then we have the Pisces season make-along prize winners. So let's start with bright spots. So bright spots are basically you guys sharing your good things that happen, bright spots, positive moments, words of encouragement, anything like that. So at the end of every episode, I ask for you all to share those in the comments, and then on the following episode, I will share with the group, if you will. So this week, or this episode, we have quite a few, so I will go ahead and share those with you now. Hopefully I don't miss any. If I missed one, I apologize. They're all in the comments of last episode. So these are the bright spots from episode 152. First we have Joanna, who said, "My bright spot, after a long shortage of building and landscaping materials, our landscaper was finally able to get the bricks needed to get the backyard done. We can finally get it going so I can have a spot to knit outside by the fireplace." That sounds amazing. I definitely want to have like an outdoor chill zone. But ours would have to be screened because the mosquitoes, no, absolutely not. Let's see. We've got a bright spot from Carrie that says, "Bright spot, just got back from a family vacation and while we were there, we found out that our new grandbaby is going to be a girl. Congratulations on the new grandbaby. Yay." Bright spot from Tina. "My bright spot is that I got to go to a sewing class with my 5-year-old granddaughter at my local quilt shop. The project being taught was a checkerboard made of 64 squares. She totally grasped the idea of making alternating rows and was able to distinguish between the right and wrong side of the darker fabric. While she was too short to run the machine herself, she decided she wanted to run the pedal for the machine while I guided the fabric. That sounds like a complete disaster, but she was extremely good at it. Didn't go too fast and stopped at the appropriate place. It was amazing for her age." That is really cool. Oops, there's another bright spot on that screenshot. Our next bright spot is from Bunnyfish, and she says, "Bright spot, I'm going to an academic award banquet for my kiddos tonight. My littles and my niece are 3 of 55 scholars who are being recognized for excellence on last year's state testing. So proud of how hard they worked at their studies." Congratulations. Did I read this one? No, okay. Bright spot from Gwendolyn. "My bright spot is watching the birds, chipmunks, and even a rabbit eating at my feeders. And sometimes I catch the deer out browsing in my yard. My yard is a sanctuary from my furry and feathered neighbors." That's really sweet. I don't think we've seen any, like, not like Cinderella wildlife like Gwendolyn has in our backyard. I've definitely seen a possum, which was kind of terrifying, but You know, this is Florida, so there's wildlife everywhere. Oh, we have these like big cranes. I think they're called sand cranes, and they're like 3 feet tall, and they'll just be strolling down the sidewalk. But they have, I guess their eggs have hatched recently. So you'll see the 2 adults and like their baby, and they normally will only have like 1 baby with them, but occasionally you'll see a family of 4, which is always like, woo, special times. But it's nice to see them from afar. It's kind of terrifying up close, if I'm honest. Like a bird that is almost as tall as me. I said they're 3 feet. They are definitely taller than that. But a bird that's almost as tall as me? Nah, bruh. I'll pass. But I'm glad that Gwendolyn has at least the Cinderella type wildlife in her backyard. Let's see. Bright spot from Renee. I'm loving the maker community that encouraged each other during the dark days of the pandemic. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is our last bright spot, which is from Christine. It says, bright spot. Catching up on your podcast episodes is one of the best parts of having to rest and recover from surgery. Your energy level is perfect for what I need right now. It's the perfect amount of happy mixed with calm and a little bit of sassy thrown in every now and then. You're welcome. So I'm glad that you are recovering from surgery well, and I wish you a speedy recovery. And that, my friends, let me make sure, those are all of our bright spots. Yeah, those are all of our bright spots from last episode. So if you have something like something good, positive, uplifting that happened or that you would like to share, definitely put those in the comments down below. It is my way of signal boosting the good in this difficult world. So please share your bright spots. My bright spot would be the final amount that we were able to raise for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And it was in total $1,460. So thank you so incredibly much to anyone who donated to that fundraiser. I really appreciate it. It definitely, I've said this before, but it reinforces the thought and the fact that there are people who will do things to help out other people. So thank you so much for joining in with that. Thank you so much for reminding me that there are good people, that there are people that see what other people are dealing with and would like to do something about it. So that's very important to me to know that. So thank you. I think the next time that we do anything mental health, well, we're always doing things mental health related, you know, always keeping mental health at the forefront of at least my mind. I think, I want to say May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I have been trying to do a mental health awareness love bombing, where we crochet or knit green awareness ribbons and then attach words of affirmation or encouragement, little messages to them, and then go hang them about your city. So I will be gearing up for that in the coming weeks. But I really appreciate how you all are so encouraging and uplifting in the comments that you leave, in the interactions that I've had with you all through Instagram, through YouTube, etc. So you make me very happy on the inside. And the last admin bit is the Pisces season make-along winners. Let me show you, and I will tell you who the winners are. Excuse me. I will tell you who the winners are and also show a picture of the excuse me, I will tell you who the winners are and also show a picture here of their project that was drawn. So there were a total of 56 entries using the hashtag Pisces Season MAL 2020 on Instagram. This make-along is hosted on Instagram. I did not receive any emails of people who wanted to participate that were not on Instagram. So everyone that participated counted on Instagram. So we had 56 entries, and I used the random number generator to pull 3 numbers. So the first number was number 6, who was Hot Off the Hook. And this is the project that Hot Off the Hook submitted that was pulled for a prize. The second prize number that was pulled was number 13, who is Walsh Central. So Walsh Central's project that they entered for the make-along. And the last number that was pulled was number 55, who is Tay Ella May. And this is what Tay Ella May posted. So these 3 viewers, crafters, makers are our randomly drawn prize winners for the Pisces Season Make-Along 2022. And let me show you what I will be sending them. So I have been having a really hard time finding the time to make bags, which is why the Etsy shop has been empty for like months since Christmas. But I was able to snatch a few hours the other night, and I made some bags for the Pisces Season Make-Along winners. And I had to go spacey because, you know, it's me. So this is bag 1, and each bag has the Made with Love tag and a little fish project progress keeper. So there's this bag, this bag. Oh, these look nice on camera. Should have made one for myself. And this bag. So these are the 3 bags. One will be sent to each of the winners. And then to go in the bag, put these aside, keep them neat and tidy. To go in the bag, I went to the 4 Pearls yarn shop today, and I picked up these. This is the Emma's Yarn February 2022 colorway. So she does a like a club, not like a club, it is a club. And each month she does a colorway for that specific month. So this is February, and I got 3 of those. This is her Practically Perfect Smalls. So it is a 20-gram mini. The yarn, it's fingering weight, and it is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So a nice little 80-20 base. So each one of the winners will get one of those. And I'm also going to pull a skein of fingering weight yarn, a full skein of fingering weight yarn from my stash, which will coordinate with the bag, with the theme. So those haven't been pulled yet, but they will be. So yes. So those are the prizes for the Pisces Season Make-Along. And the winners, I will reach out to you on Instagram, because I have been having a terrible time being motivated enough to go to the post office. So if I wait for somebody to say, I saw that I won and here's my information, there's no guarantee how long it's going to take me to get to the post office. So I will be reaching out to you on Instagram. So you will need to send me your name and your mailing address, and I will get these out to you ASAP. So thank you so much to everybody who participated in the Pisces Season Make-Along this year. It is definitely one of my favorites. Seeing all of those Pisces colors just brings me so much joy. I'm sorry. So yeah, announcements are done. So let's get into finished objects, because I have quite a couple. Okay, I'll show you the first one that is not, there's a hawk flying around yelling. Florida. So the first one is not really yarny, but it is fibery and it's very colorful. So I updated the mermaid lock. I added all of this, so from the orange up to the blue, and so you got the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, and then I did add a little bit of this pink because the pink was starting to fade, and then this is the original mermaid lock. So 3 years ago I started my mermaid lock, which is basically I wrapped fiber around, or spinning fiber around my lock, and palm rolled it to basically felt the fiber to my hair. And yeah, it's it's grown along with the rest of my locks. It does appear to be quite a bit longer than the rest of my locks because the fiber on the outside of this keeps the strand stretched, whereas the rest of these are able to like felt and compress down. So my hair is actually this long in the lock, but yeah, so there is my updated mermaid lock, and I love it. When it gets a little bit longer, I'm gonna go hunting through my stash for a little purple to put up here to complete the rainbow. I added these charms. These charms are new. Oh, can you see it? It's a little star, and then this one is a planet. I'll show you the back because it's easier to see. So that one's a planet, and then I have the little cuffs and stuff on here because it just makes me happy to have the little pizzazz in my hair. So normally I have it, well, this is how it was before. So it was looped like this. Yeah, it was looped like this so that it was about the same length as the rest of my locks, so it blended in. But now that I have, done more, I'm gonna have to loop it higher, I think, because it is kind of annoying when it's behind me, because, can you see it? It's almost down to my waist behind me, and if I'm like leaning back on a chair or something, it gets pinched, it's pulling, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out some way to shorten it so that it blends in with the rest of my length. But yeah, I had a fun time adding the fiber to this lock, and then I added some more like baubles and beads and stuff to my hair. I added some cowrie shells in here somewhere. Oh, there's one. So I've got cowrie shells in here now, more little golden cuffs. I'm just having so much fun with this set of locks. This is my second set, and I have realized that with this set I am much more relaxed with how I'm maintaining them, how I am styling them, how often I'm like retwisting them and stuff, and it just feels more me, and I really like that. So that's the updated mermaid lock. Okay, so the next finished object I have is a hat, which I'm not gonna put on because it's a lot. This hat looks gigantic. This hat is like, this should be a shirt. But no, this is how much hat that I need to contain all of this. I need this much, I need a shopping bag's worth of hat to contain my hair. So yeah, this is my pattern, the Orion mesh beanie. It is available, I think, only on Ravelry. I don't know, I don't think I have it in my Etsy shop, but I will have to figure that out. But it is a very simple mesh crochet, like slouchy beanie. And this was like my go-to hat when I worked in the portrait studio and I just wanted to have something quick to just put my hair back when my hair was smaller. I had like one of these in every color and I would wear them all the time. And now my hair has outgrown every hat that I own. So I'm gonna have to be in the like hat making business again, because I do want to wear like fun little tams and beanies and stuff like that. But yeah, so yep. And this is the leftover yarn that I showed last episode, that I made the cup, or the cozy out of, the container cozy. So I had leftover yarn and I used all of it. Let me see where my end is. Oh, this is the end of the colorful yarn, and then the edge, I forgot that I actually ran out of that colorful yarn that's like this, and I was striping in this yellow green color. So yeah, there's that. So that's my hat. It's all done. It's ginormous. Big hair club, stand up. Woo woo. The next finished object I have is a pair of socks. So I finished the Quirky Monday family sock pattern, and it's in the process. I'm in the process of writing it up. I have the screenshots that I took of the finished pattern, and I just have to put it into a format to share with you guys. So if you would like to knit these socks, it will be eventually available on my blog. There's nothing else on that blog right now. So here they are. This is the first sock that went through all of the sock surgery in the world. A quick, like, nuggetize the story of what happened with this sock is the original sock pattern was meant to be knit toe up. So I started knitting it. I got tired of knitting the lace, so then I decided to, after I did my short row wrap and turn heel, I decided to knit a plain stockinette foot and then cut off the toe, pick up the yarn, and knit a cuff. So that's what happened here. And then here we have the sock that I worked cuff down. So there we go. There are slight differences in these socks. Predominantly, there is one extra pattern repeat on this one, because I think I did a pattern repeat after I did the heel, and I didn't do that over here. I stopped. So, but again, nobody's going to be that close to know that there's a difference in the lengths of my socks. For real, nobody's going to be policing my knitting like that. So yeah, they're all done. I actually knit the majority of this sock the majority of the foot. Actually, let me rephrase that. I knit from here all the way through the end while watching Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet's newest podcast and Meghan of Bad With Girl Sits and Knits. They got me through the rest of this sock because I was losing steam. So I just challenged myself to just knit nonstop through their podcast, and hopefully that'll get you to the end. And it did. So podcast watching for the win. And that is them. So like I said, I'm in the process of writing this up so that it can be shared with you guys. There's also the Quirky Monday family beanie that I need to write up and share with you. Both of those, since they were the products of the collaboration that I did with Bellish last year, they will be free patterns available on my blog. Yes. So the last finished object I'm super excited about. Oh, I didn't tell you, this yarn was Chocolate Truffle by Brujeria Lana, and she's no longer dying, I'm fairly certain. But if you get any of her yarn from like a D-stash or something like that, that's what color this is, chocolate truffle. This is how much I have left. That's what it looks like. This is her wisp base, which is 70-30, so 70% superwash merino, 30% nylon. Now, my last finished object are a set of frogs. So I think last episode I mentioned that I was planning on doing the frog pattern by Whitney Marie Anderson, and I was one of her testers. So I did, the pattern is a knit pattern and a crochet pattern, and frog is basically the what do you call them, mascot for whenever you have to rip out a project. And the idea is that you have this frog body, and you can do two different expressions on the frog. So you can have like angry that you have to frog this pattern out, or frog this project out, or like confused and frustrated that you're frogging this thing again. Like, you can choose the different facial expressions to stitch onto your frog, and he just hangs out with you to give you encouragement to get through the frogging process. So because I was testing the pattern, I wanted to do both versions. So I did the knit version and the crochet version. The only thing that's different, I'm sorry, there's baby Godzillas in the bushes running around. It's not a jungle gym. Simmer down. Thank you. Anyway, the only thing that's different with mine is that I think Whitney uses DK weight yarn for the pattern, and I used worsted weight. So let me show you my frogs. Okay, so first we have the knit frog. They're so cute, I can't handle it. Okay, first we have the knit frog. Oh my gosh. Here's his little smirky face. So on mine, I did like a happy face and a not so happy face. So here's his little smirky face. And then here's his sad face. Oh my gosh, I love it. They have I-cord arms and legs, and like little squishy bodies. And she does, like, you do baubles for the eyes, and I have never knit baubles before, so this was fun. She wrote it out really clearly. So yeah, so that is the knit frog. And here is my crochet frog. I think, okay, I like one particular side of my crochet frog the most, just because I'm sorry, I just looked at it. Just because it's so ridiculous. Okay. So here's my happy side of my crochet frog, and here's his little arms. So the legs and the arms, I haven't like steamed them or anything, because this is acrylic yarn, so I plan to go back and like pull these straight and steam them so that they're not like curled like this. But this is his happy face. And here's his other face. I don't even know how to describe this face. Like, when I sent what I sent to Whitney, she goes, "Oh, I recognize that face. That's the I done had enough." He done had enough with frog and all of these things. He's over it. Just, why are you doing me like this? So I stitched this face based on this emoji. So yeah, he done had enough of all of your crochet shenanigans. You done ripped this pattern out too many times. It's not going well. You need to go take a nap, drink a cup of coffee, and try again later. That is what this face says. So It's too much. It is too much. So here are their happy faces, and here are their not so happy faces. And this is Frog Frog by Whitney Marie Anderson. The pattern is live. I think she just made it live today. So I will link it down below so that you too can make your own Frog Frog, the mascot of the Froggings. So I'm gonna see if, oh no, they won't sit. Oh, they'll sit here. Boop. As friends. Yeah, so that's all of my finished objects. My cheeks hurt from smiling about that Frog Frog just now. Like, really. Like, they just bring me joy. I love them so much. And they're just so, like, plump and squishy. Just, ooh. So, like, when Whitney and I were talking about these after I sent her my pictures, and, like, my comments and stuff, she said one of her other testers was making an orange one, and then she goes, now I think I need a whole rainbow of frogs. And I was like, oh my gosh, you could have a rainbow frog garland. And it just escalated quickly. So if I end up with like a collection of these, I was powerless. They were also very fast. One sitting projects, really. The hardest part, I think, for me was deciding what kind of face I wanted them to have. Yeah, that was the hardest part for me, was settling on the face. On this one, I stitched it, like embroidered. On this one, I did surface crochet. So like, I can't even really explain what surface crochet is, but it's like a way that you can embroider on crochet using just the crochet hook, and you're pulling up loops from, you're holding the yarn, your working yarn underneath the surface, and you stick your hook down in, grab a loop, pull it up, and then you move to the next spot, stick your hook down in, grab a loop, and pull it up through the loop on your hook. So you're basically making a chain that's on the surface of your work. And that's how I did this one's face. This guy just regular embroidery. But yeah, so it was fun to try out that that technique. I've only done it a couple other times otherwise. But yeah, quick projects, definitely recommend. Pattern should be live now. 2 thumbs up. Works in progress. So I only have one work in progress to that's not true. I have 2 works in progress to show you. One of them has, like, I've worked on it, but you legitimately can't tell. And that is this. This is the Pebble Tunic by Joji Locatelli. And I'm in the body. I'm just body. I don't even know how many more inches I have to do. Oh, I might, well, it's a tunic, so it's gonna be longer. I might have to shorten this thing because it's boring. She says, as she's the one who decided to knit an entire garment in black yarn because it'll be wearable. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. I'm just knitting round and round stockinette. The pattern does have pockets. I'm not doing the pockets, so I have like doomed myself to endless stockinette because I didn't want to stop and do the pockets. Yep. So I think between now and the last time you guys saw that, I probably only put on maybe 20 rows, maybe. So just keep trucking on with it. Just keep trucking on. This has seen more work. These are my rainbow socks. This is the Felici Cloudy with a Chance of Rainbows. Yeah, Cloudy with a Chance of Rainbows. And as you can see, I'm knitting them 2 at a time, concurrently. I'm knitting them 2 at a time concurrently. I think this one is like 1 stripe ahead of this one. And for whatever reason, I decided to do these toe up. Here we are. I did a lot of the knitting on this actually last night. We being me, Lamar, one of his cousins, and one of our friends, went to a comedy show, and I haven't been like in an establishment with lots of people, you know, since pre-pandemic days, and there were lots of people there, and the anxiety was very high. So I stress knit quite a bit of these socks last night. I'm not mad at it because, yeah, I got a lot done. I think for this one, I only have maybe 1 more stripe before the heel. This one, probably 2 more stripes. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. They're just going to be plain vanilla socks. Not going to do any kind of patterning or textures or anything. Just plain vanilla, chilling with the knitting. I also take these to work with me, so if ever I actually take lunch away from my desk, I'll work on these. I have gratefully not had too many moments of complete overwhelm when I'm at work in the office, where like I need to just like take an extra break and get away. This past week hasn't been like that, so yay. But I always have it in my bag just in case, you know? All right, so those are my only 2 works in progress. Just round and round stockinette on both of them until forever. So, maker plans. Last episode I said that I wanted to make more, or not more, I wanted to make a like planty type shirt using my silhouette cutter. And I was like, okay, I need to get the installation disc, install it on my computer, and then I can, you know, get into that. Pull out my computer. There's no disk drive on the computer because they don't make disk drives on computers anymore. So then I had to order an external disk reader and wait for that to come. So it came, I think, on Friday. So I uploaded the computer, or installed the software on my computer and kind of poked around in it. I don't remember how to use it at all. So I need to relearn that, and then I will get more into that. So I want to practice. Using it and like get familiar with the system. So I at least got it up, like installed on my computer. We're making progress. Someone commented on the last episode that they hope that I will share some of my designs on Etsy, and I was like, you know, I gotta learn how to design them first. So yeah, I will be looking up tutorials on how to work the Silhouette Studio, I think it's called. Yeah, so there's that. And then my other maker plan is I want to make a kerchief, like, you know, the triangular bandana things, because like it's been stuck in my head for months that I want to make, like I want to crochet a kerchief. And probably because I have been seeing like a lot of the videos that get recommended to me on YouTube are like people who are just discovering crochet essentially. And one of the things that a lot of them have been making are like granny square kerchiefs, where they're like patchwork of grannies. And I don't want to make one like that. I can't decide if I want like lace or texture or something like that, but I definitely want to make one. And earlier today when I was at the Four Pearls yarn store, I found this colorway. And this is the club color from August 2021. And when I saw it, I actually saw it in the full skein, and it just screamed like Earth from space. Like, it had the blues, the greens, the whites, you know, I loved it. And I was gonna get the full skein, but then, you know, I wanted to get some other things. I didn't want to break the bank. So then when I saw it in the mini, I was like, okay, I can challenge myself. So what I want to do is use one mini and see what I can create using the one mini. This is the DK weight, and I love the colors, man. The colors, dude, the colors. So I got that one. And then I also got, well, this is just straddling into stash positions, so let it be. So I'm going to try to do the whole kerchief out of one of the minis. We'll see if that works. I kind of have a feeling that it might not, since I want to crochet it, and I know that crochet eats yarn, but since it's not a big project, I feel like I might be able to get away with it. But I also got the Arroyo, Malabrigo Arroyo, and this is the colorway Immortal. Tell me this is not like a Kalisha colorway. So I also got that colorway, and I really, really like this colorway, like a lot. And then I got Comfort DK. So I have 3 different types of DK weight yarn. I'm going to use the Emma's yarn to design the piece, and then I'm going to remake it using the Malabrigo, and then again using the Comfort DK, so that, you know, you can see what it looks like worked up in different types of yarn. We've got like the indie dyed yarn, then you have like your more commercial dyed, indie dyed yarn, and then one that's just a commercial yarn. So I like the idea of having those different price points, different availability of the materials, so that it kind of gives, you know, more accessibility to creating a thing, you know what I mean? So the last thing that I got from 4 Pearls is this mini. I love the minis, evidently, because like I can always use them in something, and I feel like if left to my own devices, I will buy a single skein of a thing and then be like, what can I do with this single skein? Then I have to go through my whole stash looking for something that matches with this single skein. It's annoying, so I get minis. This is the Orange Blossom Crawl yarn color, Orange Blossom Crawl 2022 color. And it is so cute. It's mostly cream, because I think it's blowing out on the screen. It's mostly cream with some speckles. Yeah, there you go. Those are the speckles. And I like it. There's all these different options of things that I can do with a mini. So, or I can just put it in the stash, and then when I make my advent calendar in December, I can stick this in there. If I don't look at it for a long time, I'll forget what it looks like. So yeah, those are my 4 Pearl stash positions, and the sun is coming for me. It's fine. So those are my four Pearl stash positions. I don't have anything else yarny like on the stash position side. Well, this is kind of yarny, but I did want to show you a couple shirts that Lamar bought for me. Lamar is my husband, if you're new here. So he has been like on this kick where he wants to get like all of the graphic tees, and like Instagram has keyed in on his desire to get all the graphic tees. So now all of his Instagram ads are like, hey, did you see this t-shirt? And so he bought me this shirt and another one that I will show you. This one, I'm sure you guys have seen this kind of statement. My doctor said I need more fiber, so I went to the yarn store. And then he also got me this one. Monstera Mama. I want to take a picture wearing this shirt with this plant. My Monstera, if you follow me on Instagram, I have been posting leaf watches of the biggest leaf on this plant. I measured it yesterday, and it is 31 or 32 inches long and 24 inches wide. Like, how are you 2 feet wide just chilling on my front porch? Like, that guy. That's my hand. Oh, I love it. So yeah, I need to take a picture wearing this shirt with that plant because I am just so shocked, amazed, proud of the growth that this plant has been giving me. Like this right here is a new leaf that's coming in, and then there's another new leaf down at the bottom, which I didn't even know there were nodes there, and they were just like popping up like, hey, it's springtime, we about to pop off. So I think right now there are four new leaves coming out of this plant at various points and spaces, and it's really amazing. All this growth kind of makes me feel like I might need to repot it soon, which I really don't want to do because it's already in a huge pot. It's a huge plant. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want that fight? I don't think so. But as long as it is consistently putting out growth and everybody looks happy, I'm not going to worry about repotting it. Now, if everything shuts down, maybe then. But yeah. That is really everything that I had to share with you guys. The last thing that I wanted to share in like plant mama life and whatnot, that was the plant mama part. Life and whatnot, I have some family members who are in town to do some Bible work this week. Well, not just this week. They're going to be in town for like 3 weeks. And I thought it would be cool to tell you guys that the cousin who's in town, it's my cousin Dawn, and she is actually the person who taught me how to do a granny square. And I think she taught me, I learned how to crochet, period, in the 7th grade. So it had to be around the same time because these things are on the same blanket. So I brought my blanket out. This is the very first project that I ever crocheted. And it is made with Red Heart yarn, Red Heart Super Saver. I think this colorway was called Impressionist or something like that. This yarn is so scratchy. Like, this is like the old Red Heart. But this is a blanket that I made when I very first learned how to crochet. And it's made all using treble stitches because my mom taught me how to do the double crochet and the treble crochet and chain, of course. But I was like, these double crochets are so small, you know, it's gonna take me forever to make a blanket. So why don't I just use a bigger stitch? So, oh man, let me scoot closer to get out of the sun. So this is what it looks like. I don't know what gauge I was working on because there's no chain stitches in between here. That's just how big a hook I was using. I only knew that you could crochet in the back loop only. So there's like all of these ridges because I didn't realize that you could crochet under the whole top of the stitch. Oh. And let me see. So here are my granny squares, my first ever granny squares. And how did I do this? Because I know I started crocheting the like this part, and I was going back and forth and back and forth, and I was like, this is taking so long, I hate it. So I decided to add granny squares to it, and then I was just like, nope, this is still taking too long. So it's like granny squares and then regular crochet and then more granny squares and then a whole lot of regular crochet. Like, there was no plan, no rhyme, no reason. Not one of these tails is woven in. I think I just tied a knot and cut it off like a wild person. But you know, my Pathfinder knots, they hung in there because this thing has been washed and laundered and all kinds of stuff over the years, and none of these knots have given way. So yeah, I got my knot honor as a Pathfinder, and clearly I know how to tie a good knot. But yeah, like what is this? Why didn't I cut that off? But yeah, so I thought I would show you guys this. These are my very first granny squares. This was when I found the comfort and the repetition of making the grannies. And one thing that I loved about making granny squares, about the way that my cousin taught me, is that a lot of times I'll see granny square patterns that only have you put one chain in the corners, but she taught me to do 3 chains. So basically it was just counting to 3 over and over again, counting to 3, and just that repetition became a really, really relaxing and calming thing for me. So I would just zone out and make granny squares. So yeah, there we go, Kalisha's first crochet project. I thought about this because I was on Instagram, and Heather of HG Designs Crochet had put out a poll that asked who was the person that taught you how to make a granny square. So I was looking at the comments, and a lot of people were saying, oh, I learned on YouTube, it was my grandma, my mom taught me. And I was like, it was my cousin Dawn taught me how to make a granny square. And I am so grateful for that little lesson from my cousin all those years ago, because if not, like, so many of my comforting designs would not exist. And I'm just really grateful that she taught me. So yeah, that is everything, friends. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope that you're able to do something that brings you joy. And if you do something that brings you joy, leave a comment about it. Tell us about your bright spot. Yeah, and then celebrate with each other in the comments. If you read somebody's bright spot and it makes you smile, let them know, because that's the whole point of sharing these good things, is that it reminds us all that good things are happening. So I am going to go on inside because the sun is just, it's in my eyes. It's really in my eyeballs. And yeah. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week. Yeah, thank you for being a part of my universe. Bye, friends.